Hey leaders, it's Adam here, ready to bring you your 1-minute guide to this week's discussion. This week we're talking about control and how it's something we like to have until things don't quite go how we were hoping that they would go. We like to have control over things, whether it's our school grades or our sports or our families. We have to realize that we can't always be in control, and at some point we have to raise our white flag and ask God for help. This week we're going to talk about a story in Matthew 8, where a centurion who had a lot of control over his life and other people's lives, came to Jesus, asking for help, and surrendering his will to the will of Jesus. This week, we're going to give students a chance to respond by receiving a white flag that will represent their surrender to God. This white flag represents their lives being flipped, in that they don't have to feel like they have to be in complete control of their lives anymore, that they can trust God as being the one that will ultimately guide their steps. High school and middle school have some similar questions this week, with high school having fewer than middle school. In both groups, though, there's two big questions I want to make sure you spend some time discussing. The first is, why do we think that asking God for help is always a bad thing? Does it make us feel weak? Or is it that we're concerned about social opinions, or is it something else? I'm sure you can go a lot of places with this, but spend some time thinking about this with the students and processing why sometimes we line this up as not being a good option. The second question that I want you to focus in on is, why is it hard for us to believe that God cares about our lives more than we do? Process this with students. Is it that they don't feel like they can hear God or see God and therefore they can't believe God? Or is it something else? Maybe it's a time that things didn't go according to their plan, and when they asked God for help, they didn't see God show up. Maybe it's that they've never thought about God as being someone who would care about them. Ultimately, we need to be able to raise our white flag and surrender our control to God. Alright, that's all I have for this week. Feel free to contact Haley or myself if you have any questions about the material we're covering this weekend, and I'll see you on Sunday.